It is really difficult to understand the pastimes of the Lord. Extremely difficult. Because everything comes from Him directly or indirectly. And in these pastimes, all kinds of things are manifested. Beautiful things, but horrible things also. And Ashvatam committed something truly terrible. Ashvatam is not an ordinary being. He's a manifestation of Shiva in the pastimes of the Lord, in this context of Mahabharata. So, it is extremely difficult to understand. In the same way, when the devotees of the Lord come in this world, we can sometimes not understand their actions and be perplexed. This is why all these pastimes, they have a true meaning in our heart. It is that they will truly change our vision of things. We will be able to see the mercy of Krishna in everything. This is one of the functions of his pastimes. That when you read them, it purifies on all levels your conceptions. For example, an ordinary religious person. For example, when Bhima is drinking the blood of his enemy, the religious man will find that horrible. But in all these things, there's a much deeper value. It is freed from all conceptions of illusion. If we want to see the truth in all things, and once this truth is installed in everything, we pass on a platform where we transcend the material energy and we can meditate on the pastimes of Krishna. Before, it's not possible. Because to meditate on the Krishna's pastimes, the more intimate, we must really not have any feelings in this world. It is not possible. Because the chanting is like a TV, a television. When we chant, we can be brought to perceive the pastimes. Pastimes, words, feelings, fragrances. And all of this is something that is so elevated that there cannot be any distortions with material thoughts, material fragrances, material attachments. This is why the meditation on the chant of the holy name is something that is gradual. At the beginning we can't do it. After we start to feel ecstasy, and then we can hear. And after, gradually, we start to have a vision. And this vision can stay for a long time or a little bit. It will be according to our absorption in the material world. For example, the more we are absorbed in the pastimes of the Lord, less we will be absorbed in the material world. And this transition between Ruchi and Ashakti, it is a transition where sometimes we perceive, sometimes we perceive less, sometimes we perceive more. The meditation is not perfect. It is not constant. But it is still there. So automatically what will happen? It will nourish, it will destroy all the conceptions we have. It will purify all the impressions of the subtle body. All the impressions will start to disappear. What does impressions mean? It means remembering. Remembrance of our attachments, of our activities. Everything will start to be replaced, and replaced by an attachment for the divine couple, for the associates of the Lord. and most of all, for an understanding of our eternal situation in the pastimes of Krishna. As it becomes more concrete, then we forget this material world, but completely. Because if we will have samskars, everything needs to disappear, because when we become a pure devotee, there are no material samskars. It is just like the subtle body is being destroyed. And then at this moment, the reality of the soul, the being can manifest itself. It's something gradual. This is why when we cultivate material attachments, we do not let this give space for this thing to manifest. If these attachments are connected to devotees, then it's less condemning, because we speak about Krishna together, and we'll do a small party, and we'll take prasad, we'll do something together. So it's with Krishna, but it's on a certain platform, you understand? And this will also not allow us to meditate on Krishna, but because Krishna is inside, then it is still favorable. It is a more favorable position, but it will naturally replace samskars that were very negative with samskars that are superior. But it will not make us meditate truly on Krishna. We need a special grace, a mercy. And this special mercy, the pure devotees give it. When we pray the pure devotees, when we understand the situation, we will start to pray, "Oh Lord, I was stuck in the material world. I was my worst enemy. I put myself in this situation and I'm stuck." It is at this moment that Krishna gives his mercy, when we understand and when we ask him permission to get out of it. This is why Krishna, he says, "Daiviyesha gunamayi," it is impossible to transcend the material nature. But the one who abandoned himself to me, I can deliver him. I can stop the function of time, the function of karma. I can stop everything for my devotee. But he must develop the desire. He must ask me with a deep faith. And of course, this happens really when we have this consciousness and desire. This is only by the great mercy of a Vaishnava. Nobody can do that. Everyone thinks I am God. Prabhupada gave this example. Even the body, if you want to liberate it, it will say no. No, I want to continue. Everyone thinks in this world that we have an extraordinary life. There's a proof. There's this pastime between Brahma and Indra, where everyone knows it, that Brahma, he had pity on Indra, who was cursed, who came into the body of a pig, and he came to see him. And Indra did not recognize Brahma, and Brahma saw that it was because of his attachments. So Indra was simply attached, and he knew he could make new piggies with the lady pig. And Brahma took the lady pig, and he said, "Remember, you're Indra. Now you're eating a stool. Please come back." And then, what did Indra said? When he didn't have any lady pig, did you know what he asked Brahma? He said, "There are stools here." He said, "I'm good here." So it's not easy. Our situation is just like a pig. We are happy with things that are so smelling bad, and we go with joy. Our situation is terrible. That's why the Vaishnava, he cries. He cries about our situation. A Vaishnava, he understands the nature of the disciple. The one who is a true guru, he knows who is the disciple in the transcendental world. And when he sees the disciple does crazy things, he cries. You can't imagine what is a spiritual master. What a spiritual master is expecting for his disciple. It is inconceivable. He wants him to attain success in this life, really. But the disciple is not conscious about this. So he will run after a stool, just like a pig. He will start again and again and again and again, life after life. It's not easy. Don't think the Vaishnavas are not conscious about your nature. If they are conscious about their own nature, they can be conscious about your nature naturally. Otherwise, they will not be pure devotees. What does a person who is not a pure devotee give you? Nothing. He will only explain you rules, nothing more than that. It's just like a priest. Of course, the Lord is in the heart. He does all the work. But if we have the possibility to be connected to a pure devotee, if he prays for us, it's very powerful. He can directly pray Radha and Krishna because he has naturally an affection for certain persons in this world. He wants to bring them back. It's very powerful. The desire of a pure devotee is very powerful, very powerful. To the point that Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he prayed, "May I become the dog of a Vaishnava, that a Vaishnava affectionates me like his dog." This is the greatest fortune, because if a Vaishnava affectionates us, we already have our ticket for Goloka Vrindavan. It's not our japa, really. It will be our ticket, our knowledge, our preaching. It is the affection that a Vaishnava has for us. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed that in his pastimes. He said to Ramananda Roy, everything you affectionate, Krishna he takes it back. Everything you affection. Shivananda Sen is the proof. He had affection for a dog. And when Mahaprabhu saw that, when he saw this dog who was chanting Hare Krishna, there's a cart that came from the transcendental world to take that dog and bring him back to the transcendental world. He had a divine form in Vaikuntha. So it's not complicated bhakti. We just need to be dear to a Vaishnava. The rest does not work. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, there's no other path that works. Our dharma is to become dear to the Vaishnava. It is a principle. So of course, all Vaishnavas are not pure, it's not easy. But if we are fortunate and sincere, Krishna will send us someone which is qualified. It is something that is important. And from there, our spiritual life starts. But, of course, for a materialistic person, when we speak about the notion of a dog, it's hard. It's just like a dog, he follows his master everywhere. But there's a great Vaishnava that said, the dog is not always chaste. If there's another lady dog, then she-dog, then he will go after her. But the nature of a dog is that if his master abandons him, then he cries. You know this example. One time, he saw an abandoned dog. And when there's an abandoned dog, he goes to see every car. Sometimes, you know, when people go to vacations, there's a traffic, so the dog goes to every car to see if his master is there. He wanders. And he dies out of attachment. So, the more we progress, the more we will feel this. This is love. Love of God, just like Parikshit, Krishna, when he gives his sweet darshan, then we look everywhere. And since we cannot find Krishna, at one point we will really start to cry. We will really start to cry. Because we will see that in this world there's nothing. There's only a group of people who want to stay life after life in this material world. The attachment of parents, of children, of husband. They are people who will keep us in this world. It is a prison. It is the prison that we constructed. It's just this. It is our prison, our jail. This is what does not allow us to meditate on our eternal condition. This is the nature of this world. This is why the true path of a Vaishnava is naturally renunciation, no matter what the situation we have. But Never we should get stuck. Never. If we accept a situation of wedding, of marriage, it's only for detaching ourselves after, because we have a weakness deep inside us. We cannot be in the company of a man or woman without feeling lust. We cannot, we are unhappy. It makes us suffer. But it is just that the problem. We don't need all these things, it's just the illusion, the attraction of men and women. Krishna explains, the one who can surpass this, he can obtain me, because on the origin, he is made to be attracted to Krishna, to feel love for Krishna. So, this meditation will come naturally, gradually in our heart. And once we are there, to meditate on Krishna, to meditate on the sweet feelings of love that Srimati Radharani feels, his separation and union, we become completely satisfied. We become immersed in an ocean of feelings. It's so wonderful. And then we can understand that everything we felt for beings in this world was simply a perversion of this reality. It is incredible. And when we think about that again, automatically our meditations cut. And then we start to pray. We start to understand the nature of the material world. It is so subtle. And then we pray sincerely because we have no choice. Our eternal position is so sublime. It's such a wonderful world. We need it. It is our life. This is why we must really, first we should be patient because it does not come like this. It's not so simple. But we must desire it after all. Yes, we must desire it, knowing that we will not be able to obtain it easily. Rupa Goswami says, Krishna gives rarely his devotional service. It's really rare. But it is possible for the one who truly desires him sincerely and cries. It is possible. But we must truly understand well the environment in which we're living and act in a way that we don't cultivate feelings, material feelings, and not allowing us to progress spiritually. It's not easy, because in this situation, we do not know how to do it. It's not natural. Sometimes we can even hate people who love us materially, by saying, this is prison, This is not the goal. Knowledge is not to develop hatred. Knowledge means to understand well the environment and act for the Supreme Lord. And gradually this environment becomes favorable because we can serve Krishna through this. We cannot at the beginning just close our eyes and chant. It is not possible to imitate Haridas Thakur. It is not possible. We need the environment to serve Krishna. And in this environment can be favorable. It is favorable. We can truly progress, renounce, attain perfection. And this is what is wonderful. There's no condemnation. You understand this point? It is simply that we must learn through Vaishnavas how to do, and then the success will come. Otherwise, it is not possible. If simply we are alone, with our conception, with our weakness, it will not work. We need the Guru. We need a person who explains to us and who injects in our heart the knowledge for being able to truly see the Lord everywhere, to engage all things. And gradually, the meditation will come. It's just a question of time. According to our previous lives, according to the previous lives of a person, some, they don't even need to start to practice already to meditate. You understand? Because in their previous lives, they were already pure devotees. Even if they do the worst things, they are obliged to attain success because they already had success. It's just a pastime of the Lord to make them take birth. They can even play any role in this world. They don't care. They cannot be touched. The truth, the reality is somewhere else. You understand? And this is beyond all neophytes. The neophytes, they're completely confused by this. They cannot understand. Because a neophyte, the only thing he can see is the external aspect. He cannot see the internal. You understand? But what is most important? The external or the internal? Externally, you can have a devotee, you think he's a pure devotee, but it is not a pure devotee. He can be in goodness, always smiling, always perfect. And you have another one who is always angry, but that person has a meditation on Krishna. It depends about our qualification. If in our previous lives we had bhakti, we will want the truth. We will want authenticity. But if in our previous life we're just religious people and we will just search for the external. This is why people are cheated. They search a guru according to their qualification. It is not their fault. You might see only the external or the internal. The internal, what does it mean? That Krishna can speak to him. He says, this is my pure devotee. It cannot be otherwise. This is the internal. Internal means a really deep level of qualification. So, it is true that searching for a guru that is not qualified is not easy because he can fall down. And when the guru fails, if we do not have bhakti from previous lives, then we abandon the path. I know one time I was in the metro, maybe 25 years ago, and I was reading Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita of Prabhupada in the metro like this, and there was a lady next to me, a lady, she had maybe 20 years more than me. She was radiant, really chaste, and she told me just before leaving, just like that, just leaving the metro, she said, "It exists still?" I said, "Yes." I said, and she said, "I stayed 10 years, but when my guru fell down, I left." And then she left. And it broke my heart. This is what happens when we choose a guru who is not qualified. It's not easy. Because the principle of guru is really not well understood. Guru is one. It's Krishna. When a guru is qualified, it is also an associate of the Lord. But when a guru is not qualified, it is simply an instrument of the Lord. And when he falls down, we did not lose everything. Guru is still there. You understand? It is simply the problem is what? Is that we don't teach the Guru Tattva anymore. The reality on Guru. And when Guru falls down, because he brought everything to him, the disciples, they fall down also. This is the problem. The Guru is one. Krishna is there. He will help you. But you also need, because you lack qualification, you need someone to speak to you. Because in the books, we don't we don't chastise you. What do you do now? Huh? You understand? No. The book will not chastise you. But the living guru, he can rectify you. He can tell you, no, it's not good. It's not easy to hear guru. It's not easy to have a guru who can rectify us. And he can tell you, now you're cheating yourself. So we need a spiritual master. So if the guru falls down, we must take another guru. We must take someone to help us. And Krishna will send you someone who can really understand you. It is important. Because if we have a guru who does not understand us, we will not feel loved. We need to feel that we are loved by our guru. There's nothing worse than feeling that we are not loved by our guru. He is our father. If we have the love of the guru, automatically we are confident in our spiritual life. We become strong. We want to do things for the guru. And we accomplish miracles. For example, Prabhupada's movement, how did it spread? It's by true love, because Prabhupada had love. He loved his disciples. And since they felt the love of the Guru, they thought, oh, what could please my Guru? You understand? What does the spiritual master want? Is to help people in this world who suffer. At different levels. Their gurus, they can simply help people by engaging them in rules. Some gurus are more advanced that can also allow people who already practice to practice on a superior platform. You understand? Because now the Sankirtan movement is there. There's a base, but there's a need for devotees also to become more mature. Because finally, they distribute books, but what is in the books, it is not revealed. They do not have a meditation, you understand? They distribute prasad, but they do not have the meditation of what is prasadam. How Krishna eats, how his remnants are distributed to Radharani and her friends. How Krishna eats even the remnants of his friends. When his friends, they eat a fruit to see if it is a good quality. They say, oh, it's so good, Krishna, please taste that. Krishna eats that. Even the best remnants of his friends. This is prasadam. We do activities without understanding to which level they are. And this is 99% of the devotees. It is rare. People who can meditate on the pastimes of Krishna and understand what is happening. Who in this temple room can understand what are the deities? What do they feel in their heart? People, they put their hand on the floor and they pray the Supreme Lord. This is not that Krishna. Yes, it is that, but his mood is different. Krishna's mood is different. Our goal is not Lakshmi Narayan. It is not our goal. Our goal is love, pure love. So we must not cheat ourselves. We must progress. And this is the New Year. New Year means to take good decisions and spiritual decisions. Gaura Premanande.